really going to reach the pinnacle of your potential, there's some serious questions that you have to ask yourself, such as who am I? What makes me me? Where do I come from? Where am I going? What do I want out of life? What kind of people do I want coming with me? It's critical to realize that if you don't know what you want, I guarantee you somebody's going to decide what you get. Today, let's have a courageous conversation entitled Show Me Some ID, How to Identify Your Identity. Oh, you know what's up. Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope you are doing well. I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. Yours truly, your host with the most, Dr. Eddie Connor, and it is an honor to know that you have tuned in with me on today. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. I need you to help me out. I need y'all to help a brother out. I need y'all to hook a brother up. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. Hit the subscribe button as well. I'm growing your greatness. Help me to grow our channel for change, our channel that creates change, and our channel that breaks chains. We're going to have a conversation, a courageous conversation at that, a courageous conversation of illumination. Let's do that. But in order to do that, we got to drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. Drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. As a matter of fact, come on, let's turn the lights all the way up. Let's brighten it up in here. Let's light it up. We're too lit to quit. We're going to have a 100-watt conversation. I'm going to keep it 100. Why? Because we are the light of the world. And today we're going to have a courageous conversation, spotlight and highlight the topic, show me some ID. How to identify your identity. Hear me. We got to talk about this topic today because a lot of people don't know who they are. And they don't know who they are because they don't know whose they are. Everybody wants to belong to something. Everybody wants to belong to someone even. Right? You want to belong to something specifically, so much so that we'll find a team to root for. We want to belong to something so seriously and so, courageously, to the fact that people will join organizations, they'll join sororities and fraternities. Why? Because they have a sense of belonging. No man is an island. Right? We're all a part of the main is what the quote suggests, and nobody wants to specifically just be alone. And sometimes people are oftentimes trying to find a team or trying to root for a particular individual or become a part of a particular organization, not so much because they want to be a supportive asset and an agent to it, but to a certain degree, they're searching for their own identity. And they get lost in the relationship when the relationship is over. They get lost in the organization when their time is up. They get lost in the job when they, God forbid, have been laid off or they move on. Right? They get lost in that because they did not know who it is that they are and who it is that they were outside of it is what it is that they do. Just because you have a profession does not mean you know who you are as a person. And a lot of times our person, the person of who it is that we are, is shrouded in the profession. You ask somebody, hey, tell me a little bit about you. Generally, they're going to start going into what they do. They go into telling you what they do, but not who it is that they are. Yeah. In the mix is what I do. It's not who I am. Being a professor, being an educator, being a nurse, being a healthcare professional, being an engineer, being a lawyer, being a doctor, It's what you do, but it's not necessarily who you are. And we have to define who we are rather than allowing life to define us, right? We got to define what it is that we go through and how we grow through what we go through versus allowing the situation to define us. It doesn't define you. You got to redefine it. It doesn't define you. If anything, it ought to refine you. Come on, family. Just drop this phrase here. Just drop ID. Just come on, put that in the chat. ID. I need you to show me some ID. Come on. Here's what I'm doing. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. The lights are going off. Right. Yeah. The blue, the red, the white. Yeah. All the signals are going off right now. I'm pulling you over. This podcast is meant to pull you over today. I'm arresting your attention. And I'm asking you to show me some ID. Have you identified your identity? Why? Because I can speak life over your life all day. I can affirm that you're a king, keenly intelligent, noble gentleman. I can tell you, sis, that you're a queen, quintessentially unique, empowering everyone naturally. I can let you know that you're not this or that. You're this and that. I can let you know you got it going on. You all that in a bag of Bibles. You all that in a skirt and scriptures. You G'd up from the feet up. You're a bad man. She's a bad mamma jamma. Just as fine as you can be. But none of that matters if you don't know your identity. I can affirm you all day. Speak life into your life all day. I can tell you that you're too unique to compete. You're too rare to compare. However, if you don't believe it, if you don't internalize it, then my words fall on deaf ears when actions are seen with wide eyes. It becomes meaningless words to you because you won't take action upon it. Come on, family, just type take action. Take action. Avoid the distraction and take action. Take action on your goals. Take action on your dreams. Take action on your ideas and your ideals. Take action. It all is meaningless unless you and until you give it meaning. Until you make it meaningful. Yeah, it's critical to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, somebody's going to decide what you get. And generally it's going to be what you don't want. But how do you know what you don't want if you don't know what you do want? Are you confused yet? So is the person who doesn't know what they want. And there's some serious critical questions that you got to ask yourself. Who are you? Beyond your clothes and your shoes and your shirts and your skirts, who is it that you are? Who are you at the end of the day? Beyond what you're wearing, who are you becoming? What are you becoming? Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. We've heard that, but I want to take it further. Generally, 90% of the time, we focus on the 10% to where now the 10% becomes 100% of our lives. What do I mean by that? The divorce of what it is that you went through, only 10%. People who you thought would be with you and heal you and help you will wound up hurting you and harming you. 10%. The divorce. 10%. Right? The mistakes that you have made and the missteps. Just 10%. But here's the thing. What will you do with the remaining 90? What are you going to do with the 90 percentile aspect of your life? That's why you got to know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, the situation, the circumstance is going to define you versus you redefining it. Or you losing value as a result of it. No, your value ought to grow stronger. You ought to stand taller. You ought to bounce back from a setback. Who are you? What makes you you? Where do you come from? What's your background? What are you rooted in? It's got to be forward ever, backward never. Where are you going? How are you growing? What is it that you want out of life? What kind of people do you want joining you on the journey? Got to know that you know that you know. Got to know what you need to know. If you don't know who you are, I guarantee you somebody's going to tell you what you're not. If you don't love yourself, here it is. Somebody's going to teach you and show you how to hate yourself. Come on, family. Just type love you, love you. We're having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. Thank you to all of you who are tuned in, who are watching, who are listening. I need you to hit the thumbs up button on this video. Come on. This conversation is too good for you to leave that button untapped. Come on, tap, tap, tap in. Need you to hit that thumbs up button on this video. We're talking right now. Show me some ID. How to identify your identity. Got to ask some critical questions. Because here's the thing. A lot of times when we were raised by our parents, you're raised by somebody who may have been a guardian in your life, you would ask a question. They say, don't ask me no questions because I'm mama. Don't ask me no questions because I'm daddy's. Don't ask me no questions because I said so. And so as a result, when we have been indoctrinated in that whole aspect, not understanding that oftentimes questions bring about revelation, right? But a lot of times those who were our superiors, those who were in authority, oftentimes saw the questioning as a challenge of their authority. Yeah. Remember that commercial back in the day? This is your brain on drugs, the Reagan administration. And it was Nancy Reagan who issued the decree and the disclaimer, say no to drugs. And here's the thing, in the midst of the campaign of say no to drugs, isn't it interesting that on the contrary, when you would think say no to drugs, people would stop using drugs? No, the drug use skyrocketed. The 80s, 90s, skyrocketed. Simply because there was no why I should not have done it. Yeah, it was just say no to drugs, but they forgot the why. Why should I not say? Why should I not partake? Why should I say no to drugs? I'm talking. Come on now. Talk to me. It's okay to ask the why. Why is that? Because when you ask question, now it sets you up for revelation. It's a learning moment. It's an opportunity for you to decipher, for you to discern, for you to really engage in the fierce urgency of now, for you to take your mindset to another degree, for you to stretch the elasticity of your thinking. Why? Because a mind stretched by new ideas never returns to its original dimension. And I guarantee you won't return to your original dimension as you stretch your ideas by joining our Eagles community. Come on, family. You know, when I got it on, it's on. The Eagles Academy. I got my apparel on, so you know it's on. Tonight, right after this class, I want you to soar with us into our Eagles Academy session. It's going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be absolutely eye-opening. It's going to be absolutely mind-stretching. It's going to be absolutely mind-renewing. You owe it to you to get in a room of critical thinkers, courageous leaders, movers and shakers, innovators, history makers, record breakers, just like you. Come on, go right now. TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you that you will be transformed. In our live teaching session tonight, in our private Facebook group that you have access to, in the Eagle's Nest reflections of what it is that you receive, to be able to absorb all of the rich knowledge and wisdom of every single session that we have ever done in the totality of our Eagles community that goes all the way back to November of 2020. You owe it to you to get the insight on spiritual development, relationships, personal development, business, branding, building. Go right now. Do yourself a favor. TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com. David Benner, he's a psychologist and he's an author of the book, The Gift of Being Yourself. And here's what he defined identity as. He defined identity, as we're talking about how to identify your identity, show me some ID. He identified identity, David Benner did, as who we experience ourselves to be. It is the I that each of us carries from within. I want to stop right there, because when we're talking about who we experience ourselves to be, generally we're experiencing ourselves to be something and someone specifically through the eyes of other people. We're experiencing ourselves to be what mama didn't do, or what daddy didn't do, or what other people said about you, of other people's opinions that oftentimes become our prison. So now we live our life as a second-rate version of ourselves because we're living our life through the lens of other people. Oh, come on. Come on, family. Just type change your lens. Change your lens. Clean your lens. Clean your lens. It's too blurry. You got everybody else's fingerprints on your life. You got everybody else's fingerprints that they've smudged and really shoved all up in your face. Stop looking at your life through the lens of how other people view you. Oh, I want to talk to you, and I'm going to do more of that. Listen, I don't want you to touch this dial. Smile. Special message in the midst of this special message. I want you to stick and stay. More is coming your way. After these messages, I'll be right back. Our schools are underfunded, teachers are underpaid, and our children are undereducated. Our classrooms, culture, curriculum, and communities are in crisis like never before. Education is the key, but the lock is broken. So how do we fix it? I'm so glad that you asked. I'm giving you strategies in my new book. It's my 17th book, by the way, called Strategies for Successful Schools. How to develop a diverse classroom of learners who read, lead, and succeed. This is a book that's available right now for our educational leaders. It's a must-read for school board members, parents, community advocates, transformative teachers, and yes, for those of you who desire to see our children lead and succeed. But not only that, so many of our young people are struggling with their academics, their mental well-being, limiting beliefs, procrastination, interpersonal trauma, and just feeling like they're hopeless. But what if there was a go-to guide to empower you to be a champion and our children to be a champion and empower them to overcome challenges? Here's the good news. I've got another book for you. It's my 18th one. Learners are Leaders, Strategies and Solutions for Student Success. It's got a 31-day journal in there. It's got affirmations, really a lot of valuable life lessons, ways to set smart goals for success, improve your mental well-being, foster academic success. So much more that is in store when you get not just one, but both of these books. They're both available right now on Amazon. Yeah, go get it right now. But also, you can get signed copies that are available at theeaglesacademy.com/books. Don't just get them for you, but also get them for someone else too. Oh, yes, y'all. We don't stop. Come on, family. I need you to heed to these resources that you've heard. Let's get back to the word. We're talking about show me some ID, how to identify your identity. Come on, family. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like button on this video. Come on. Share this with somebody. Come on. This is a courageous conversation. Courageous conversation of illumination. I need you to be a digital disciple. I need you to be an electronic evangelist. Your timeline could be someone's lifeline. Share. Bless somebody. Don't just be selfish, but share. You're here because you care, so I need you to share. Mention that David Benner talked about the gift of being yourself. It's who we experience ourselves to be that speaks to our identity. We got to stop looking at life through everybody else's lenses. We got to change our lens. We got to clean our lens rather. And ask ourselves, what am I carrying? Am I carrying pain or purpose? Am I carrying negativity or positivity? Am I carrying animosity and anxiety? Or am I carrying opportunity? Come on. What am I carrying? Am I carrying feeling overwhelmed? Or am I carrying that which is the whole aspect of me moving into the place of greater overflow? That's what it's got to be. Right? Am I moving from a place of just limited thinking, or am I moving into a place of abundance? Got to overcome what's trying to overcome me. Family, if you're not a member of In the Mix, I want you to become a member of In the Mix. Links in the chat, links in the description of this video. When you tap that link, when you click that link, you'll see VIP Royalty OQP. And as a result of that, you'll be able to get all of the insight of what it is that I provide behind the scenes to really empower you to move to a different and a higher level. Go right now Click the link. Join in the mix. Become a member of In the Mix. Yeah, unlock that opportunity so that you can become a member of In the Mix. You know, a lot of times we are in the particular place to where what it is that we are carrying speaks to who we are becoming. If you're carrying pain, I guarantee you're going to become a person of pain. If you're carrying sorrow and sadness, you're going to become a person of sorrow and sadness. But if you begin to carry joy, here it is. Now your inner being, now your spirit man, now who it is that you are, has to move into that place to where you glow because you have done what it takes to go to a new dimension. What gift did God give you to carry to empower the world with it? As I've said before, and I'll say it again, somebody's waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to be. Here's the question. How much longer will you make them wait? And here's what it is. We want other people to decide for us what we're good at. We want other people to see in us what we oftentimes don't see in ourselves. And yes, they can do that. But the problem is when you go through life just relying on other people to make decisions for you, that you don't make any decisions for yourself. You got to make a decision for yourself. To say, listen, show yourself some ID. Come on, it's about you. The ID, here it is. It's about identifying destiny. Come on, family, just type identify destiny. I got to identify my destiny. We know how to identify distractions. We know how to identify doubt. We know how to identify all the things that distort our mindset. But I want you to identify your destiny. Why? Because when you identify your destiny, it brings out the best in you and it brings out the best in me. So here's what I have to do. I have to have an identity that is rooted. My fruit is dictated by my root. I have to have an identity that is rooted, not in cars, not in clothes, not in shoes, not in shirts, not in skirts. I got to identify my destiny. That's not in money. That's not in people. That's not in particularly things. I got to be able to identify the destiny of who it is that I am that goes beyond what it is that I have. Let me talk to you. I got to be able to identify that, because here's the thing. If I lose that and I don't know who it is that I am, not only do I lose that, but I lose me. Come on, you may have lost a lot of things. You may have lost a wallet. You may have lost some AirPods. Lord knows I did. And I know who has it too. I could see the address that has it. Somebody, picked them up. And I don't blame them. They were sitting right there. Clearly, I left them. But here's the thing. I don't want that from, they put that in their ears. I don't want it no more. Give me something else. I would get blessed with something else. You may have lost some money. You may have lost some clothes. You may have lost some cars. You may have lost some shoes. You may have lost some relationships. But here's the thing of what you can never lose. You can never lose your prayer life. You can never lose your anointing. You can never lose your strength. You can't lose that. That's your life source. That's how you get through what it is that you go through. Don't lose it. Choose it. Oh, come on, family. Type choose it. Type choose it. Choose your identity. Choose your greatness. Choose to walk in power. Choose to upset whoever needs to be upset for you to do what it is that you need to do. Choose to love you despite what it is that you go through and grow through. Choose and refuse to lose. Come on. Choose to be an asset to yourself to where you stop being a liability to and for other people. Choose to consistently, consciously, and proactively rid your mind of stinking thinking that keeps you sulking and sinking. Why? Because what you think is who you will become. What you think is who you will surround yourself with. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Can't call yourself the best if you think the worst of yourself. Why? Because there's a duality internally that is contradistinct to your progress. And as a result, you can't move forward into your future because you're still dictated by your past. You can't move forward into your future because your past keeps pulling you back. And you keep going in the direction of a lack of transformation. I need you to see you the way that God sees you. Come on. I need you to change the view of you. I need you to see you the way that God sees you. He sees you as more than a conqueror. He sees you as not just a survivor, but a thriver. He sees you as the head and not the tail, and not above and not beneath. He sees you that at whatever you put your hands to, it prospers. He sees you blessed in the city and blessed in the field. He sees you, but do you see you? Song said he saw the best in me when everyone else around could only see the worst in me. Here it is. Sometimes we are the everything else. Because beyond the haters seeing the worst in you, it's you seeing the worst in you. Why? Because you spend your time with yourself more than anybody else spends with you. I need you to hear me. I want to talk to you. You'll never be able to get away from you. As long as you live, you can't get away from you. Don't matter if you move to Atlanta. Don't matter if you move to LA. Don't matter if you move to FLA, Florida. No matter if you move to DC. Rhode Island and New Mexico. You can't get away from you. And so you're with you all the time. You're with you everywhere you go. Here it is. You'll never leave you nor forsake you. As long as you live. So as a result of it, you can't get in the way of your progress. Identity is not about what you're doing. Identity is about who you're becoming. You're not a human doing. You're a human being. Be great. Be empowering. Be what your parents could be to you. Be someone who walks in the power of your destiny. Be you unabashedly, unashamedly, unequivocally. You're too unique to compete. You're too rare to compare. You're too unique to try to fit somebody else's cookie cutter carbon copy when God molded you and fashioned you uniquely and completely. Show me some ID by identifying your identity. Come on, family, just type identity. Time to identify it. Time to walk in it. Time to pursue it. Time to live on another level as a result of it. Identify your identity. Family, this is a good place to sow. This is where you grow. So sow. This is where you soar. So sow. You can do that. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description of this video. The link is being placed in the chat. The link is being placed in the description of this video. When you see it, I want you to click on it. Yeah. Click on one of those options so that you can sow into this word that you've heard. We've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat. Drop a super sticker. It's not as a debt that you owe. It is a seed that you sow. I want to join my faith with yours, that God does exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. As you're sowing your seed, I want you, yes, you, I want you to name your seed. Maybe you're naming it healing. Maybe you're naming it identity. Maybe you're naming it joy. Maybe you're naming it peace. Maybe you're naming it increase. Maybe you're naming it self-love. Maybe you're naming it uniqueness. I don't know what you're naming your seed, but I do want you to name your seed as you sow your seed. 30, 60, 100-fold. God is getting ready to do it for you. It's going to happen, and you're going to live to see it happen. Cash App, $Access Identity, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr @gmail. Yes. You can help us to broaden our broadcast, to take this broadcast to neighborhoods and nations, communities and cities like yours. I would that you would help us to do that. We got to get certain equipment. We're always adding to that. We got to pay for certain things on the back end for the software. We're always adding to that. The things that you don't see that happen behind the scenes. You can help us to continue the work Why? Because our labor is not in vain. I know that. I know that you know that. Cash App, $ Access Identity, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. I want to thank you sincerely and wholeheartedly for sowing into this vision and for being a continued supporter. I don't take that for granted. I don't take that lightheartedly. I don't gloss over that. Those of you who are in our membership in the mix area, of course, I don't take that for granted. Those of you with a colorful badge, simply because you become an in the mix member, I don't take that for granted. I sincerely appreciate you. And I thank you for every gift that you've given to enhance our podcast, simply because you believe in this message. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for sowing. Did you get something from this, family? Did you get something from this? Was this empowering to you? Let me know. Let me know. That's for sure. That's for sure. We got an amazing class tonight. I want you to soar with us into our Eagles community. Oh, listen, if you are blessed and empowered by this, buckle up your seatbelt, tie up your laces. We're going all the way there tonight. Once you soar with us into our Eagles community, the impact, the empowerment, I want you to do that for us and with us. You can partner with me on one of the highest levels by becoming a member of our Eagles community. And it's only for a nominal fee. And so I would love for you to join us in our Eagles community, to soar with us into greater success and into greater purpose. The empowerment sessions are what it is. As I'm teaching, as I'm coaching, as I'm training, as I'm mentoring you, you can't afford to sit on the sideline and miss out. If you're not a member of In the Mix, come on. How are you going to watch In the Mix but not become a member of In the Mix? Links in the chat, links in the description of this video for how to become a member. Tap on the link. Yes, tap on that link. And as you do that, as you tap on that link, it's going to give you 3 options: VIP, Royalty, OQP. Choose one of those 3 options, and you'll be able to unlock all of my members-only content. Membership has its privileges. Once you go ahead and absorb and receive all of what it is that we provide through our In the Mix members only area. Membership has its privileges. Family, In the Mix is out of time. But y'all know I'm not out of truth, and so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I really do want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix. We mix it up right here on the YouTube side. Hit the thumbs up button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Some of y'all haven't shared this yet. Share this with somebody. Timeline could be someone's lifeline. Share it with somebody. Sincere salute to all of you who are watching us on social media, our social media satellite stations. I just got a question for you. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Step this way, step that way. Which way am I talking about? By friending me and following me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at EddieConnorJr. Yes, that's EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. That's right. Put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. I'm personally inviting you to receive a word from me every Sunday at 10 a.m. Yeah, and every Tuesday, 6 p.m. for Bible study, 6 p.m. for prayer, 7 p.m. for Bible study, as I serve as the newly elected pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Church. Yeah, the Remnant Worshipers Ministry. We have an amazing church services each and every single Sunday. I want you to join me this Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m. And you can get some church merch. trwchurch.org. You can check out our church and the website and what we're all about. See some of the past services as well. If I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, please reach out to me. Don't hesitate. Get any of my books on Amazon, as well as the eaglesacademy.com/books. If you're looking for a dynamic speaker, now why would you look any further? You know I'm the man for the job, so invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session. Let's make some progression. All you got to do is email me to invite me, info@eddieconnor.com, info@eddieconnor.com, and it would be an honor for me to empower you. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand. Yo, brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you. I'm talking to you now to remember to keep the faith and believe It's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. Family, there is power in partnership, and we are better together, which is why I am on a mandated mission to activate 30, yes, 30 new action takers who are ready to soar beyond their limits. I'm ready to develop and deploy you into your gifts and your greatness. Now, are you ready? Well, get activated by joining the Eagles Academy, where we cultivate your gifts and your talents to become the greatest version of yourself. And we do this through weekly mastermind sessions where you receive strategies for exponential growth with self-paced Eagles Nest reflections that include personalized feedback to transform you, to renew your mindset, to empower you to take action and actualize your purpose. Are you an action taker? If so, today I ask you, are you ready to answer the call? Well, great. Then visit theeaglesacademy.com and become a member. For only $24.99, you will unlock unlimited knowledge and resources that will launch you and catapult you into the greatest version of yourself. I invite you to the winner's circle. On your mark, get set, go right now to theeaglesacademy.com and seize this moment.